that has tracked its way onshore and showing signs that it could impact the locations on the island. So the northeast end of Dauphin Island under this tornado warning till 1 o'clock. However, the rest of Mobile County is not inside this. You know, these warnings are all polygon based. Anyone that's inside the polygon is inside the risk of being impacted by the storm. Anyone that is outside of the polygon is not. So if you're just joining into this live stream, the reason why Jennifer and I are on and doing this is because of a severe thunderstorm warning that's right over Mobile County till 12:15. And it does include the city of Mobile. Everyone that you see in this gold box, what's known as a polygon, you are inside the severe thunderstorm warning. And it's because specifically of this thunderstorm right here, the one that's right over McGowan Park. That's right near Fox 10 Studios at 1065. It's producing heavy rain, that's a given, but it's also producing lightning, maximum sustained winds of about 60 miles per hour, and it's tracking north at 30 miles per hour. So this is a fast-moving system that's going to be working its way towards Sims, the South Alabama campus, Magnolia Grove, Saraland, Satsuma, Chunchula. Be aware that this thing is on a northward track. Oh, and it just went tornado warning. We are going to end this live stream, and we're going to go. We'll see you on Fox 10 television. See that dark shade of red by McGowan Park? That would have been the possible tornado. That lifted north in a hurry, crossed Old Shell Road about 10 minutes ago, lifted around Moffett and Bear Fork 4 minutes ago, and then in the last few scans, it's right up here by about High Point. It's right near 8 miles. So if this is an active tornado on the ground, it would be right there at 8 Mile and Bear Fork Road. So High Point Boulevard, Bear Fork Road, Highway 45, between Highway 45 and Moffett would be the possible tornado. That would be it. Based on us tracking it from the last 30 minutes when the warning was issued to now, that is where that system currently resides. So 8 Mile, you are in the most dangerous spot of this storm right now, and it's going to keep lifting its way northward. So that means Saraland, you still have time to get in your safe place if you haven't done so. Saraland, you need to get in shelter right now. That includes Saraland High School, University of Mobile. Anyone off exit 13 from Interstate 65 needs to be in their safe place. Anyone off exit 15 off I-65, which is Celeste Road, needs to be in your safe place. But if there is a tornado on the ground, it's located right there at 8 Mile, around 8 Mile, Bear Fork Road, between US 45 and Moffett. And it's lifting north at 25, which means the next spot it impacts would be the Saraland area. Saraland High School, Shelton Beach Road, Cushla, and parts of Celeste Road off I-65, which would be near the Shell gas station. And that would also be near that Dairy Queen that resides there, too. You have a lot of restaurants and a lot of activity on Highway 158 in Saraland, as most of you watching in that area are aware of. You've also got University of Mobile located right here near Cushla. And then this is Celeste Road, which is off exit 15 off I-65. So you have the Saraland exit at 13, Celeste Road at 15. The Shell station would be here. The Dairy Queen would be here. And your possible tornado is right there, which would be near the Pritchard exit. Pritchard exit would be, here's 10 and 165, so that's Chickasaw. Chickasaw is here. It's between Chickasaw and Saraland. That is Moffett Road heading west. That is from our that's from Asha Staples. Fox 10 reporter Asha Staples is bringing in that video live, and we're so thankful she's there getting us those images. And, Asha, we certainly want you to stay safe. And we're continuing to follow that storm. The storm is between Moffett and US 45, right around the 8 Mile community, dangerously close to Saraland and continuing to lift northward at about 25 miles per hour. We're going to continue to watch and monitor these new scans as they come through. This started off as a severe thunderstorm warning, and Jennifer and I were doing a Facebook Live on it, and then it got converted just before noon to a tornado warning. And at the time, it did include the city of Mobile, but since it was moving so fast, the city of Mobile got dropped out of the warning. So anyone watching us in the port city, you're fine. Anyone south of Mobile, you're fine. Theodore, Tillman's Corner, Dauphin Island, you don't have to worry about any of this. You're good. But everyone in 8 Mile, Cushla, Saraland, and right around Celeste Road needs to be paying a lot of attention. Even Pritchard, I think you're fine. If you're watching us there or near Viger High School, you're good now.
Hi, Facebook. I'm meteorologist Michael White. I'm broadcasting from the house. It is Monday night. It is about 7 o'clock at the time I'm doing this video. And this is going to answer a lot of the questions you've got or I've seen on my social media sites regarding what will eventually become Barry. That's what we're going to be discussing, that Gulf low that's going to be lurking to our south, how that's going to impact our weather, how it's going to impact you or your weekend plans. So let's dive in and talk about this, and you can watch this video back as much as you want. So let's jump in and start discussing. Here we go. And the intensity guidance as of this evening has it becoming a tropical storm. It would take the B name, which would be Barry. But what you look for is that black line. That's the mean or the average of where the majority of those simulations want to take Barry. And the black line clearly puts that thing right around Texas and Louisiana. So at this point, I would not be concerned about a direct landfall from this. However, you may always remember that if you are to the east of the center, you are on the bad side. The west side is the good side. The east side is the bad side. And we would be to the east of the center. So we would get periods of rain. That's why our rain coverage on those rain total maps is so high. We would get a lot of rain, possibly water spouts or isolated tornadoes. And that's just something we're going to have to watch for.
And we're watching this Gulf low that is to our south that could eventually become Tropical Storm Barry. We will get another round of scattered showers maneuvering from east to west. I don't think we see as many today as we saw yesterday, but keep in mind that through the weekend, numerous opportunities for rain will appear. Now, this disturbance has a 90% chance of becoming a depression within 48 hours, and it has a very good chance of becoming Tropical Storm Barry as it maneuvers toward the Louisiana coastline between now and Saturday. You'll notice as it gets closer, we'll start to see the number of showers increasing tomorrow and then increasing greatly by the time we head into Friday. And then in the pre-dawn hours of Saturday, that is when that feature is going to be just off the Louisiana coastline. It will make landfall during the afternoon hours of Saturday. Hurricane Dorian, that's what the focus is on. Maximum sustained winds with this at 105 miles per hour, tracking northwest at 12. This becomes a Category 3 later today, and then will become a Category 4 over the weekend. It looks like it will now make landfall Tuesday morning, and we'll see the speed slow down drastically before taking that right-hand turn and working its way northward up the Florida Peninsula. We just got a brand new track update that came out at 10 o'clock from the National Hurricane Center office in Miami. The track's starting to go along with a lot of the model guidance we had been showing you, especially on our social media pages. So this should answer a lot of the weather questions you've got. We're also going to talk about how things are going to shape up for us locally over the Labor Day weekend and beyond. If you miss any part of this video, don't worry. You can always rewatch it back right here on the Fox 10 News Facebook page, as well as on our app and our YouTube channel. So let's dive in and start talking about this pest that is working its way toward the Bahamas, known as Hurricane Dorian. That the cone still covers the entire Florida Peninsula, which means the entire Florida Peninsula needs to be paying attention to last-minute track changes. When the forecast accuracy starts to become more into focus, you'll notice the cone getting smaller because the Hurricane Center is more confident in where the center is going to be. The line represents where the eye of Dorian would be at any given point based on these timestamps. So, for example, that means that come Monday morning when it makes landfall, the Hurricane Center believes the center of Dorian will be right here. But in theory, it could be here or it could be here. So we're going to have to watch for track changes as we go through the next several days. You'll notice our area is nowhere close to the cone, so we're fine through the holiday weekend. We don't have to worry about anything in the short term. The question is, after Labor Day, do we have any problems? And we'll talk more about that later on in this video as well. Hurricane Dorian, still close to the Bahamas, still not moving, but it is a Category 3 hurricane. It will continue trekking northward. It will start a northward movement later today, remaining east of Florida. That keeps our friends on the I-95 corridor on the good side, so their impact from Dorian will be minimal. It is stationary as of 5 o'clock this morning, but it does trek northward later today. It will take a turn to the right. It'll be east of Jacksonville Wednesday, and then by the time we get to Friday morning, it'll be a Category 2, and it could make landfall around Cape Hatteras, North Carolina. It will certainly be close, but then it will rocket out over the weekend into the cooler waters of the North Atlantic. Good morning. I'm meteorologist Michael White here in the Fox 10 Storm Tracker Center. It's your weather webcast on fox10tv.com for a Friday. That's going to eventually become Tropical Storm Umberto tomorrow, but it's going to be taking a similar track to Dorian and not moving into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, it's obviously going to be much weaker than Dorian, thank goodness, with the maximum sustained winds only between 40 and 45 miles per hour as it passes over the Bahamas. That potentially does increase to 50 miles an hour as it gets near Melbourne, Florida, and then it will be lifting up near Jacksonville by the time we head in towards early Monday morning and then taking a turn to the right. It'll be sitting off the coast of the Carolinas by Wednesday. The Gulf of Mexico is outside of the cone of uncertainty, which means the chance of this system now moving into the Gulf is almost zero.
Hi there, Facebook. I'm meteorologist Michael White broadcasting from the house. It is Wednesday night, and we have to talk about severe weather that looks likely for the Gulf Coast as we push forward into tomorrow night. Thursday night is when the weather is going to be turning active. All modes of severe weather possible, specifically the threat for heavy rain, gusty straight-line winds, and even the chance of tornadoes. We're going to cover the latest timing, when those storms will roll through your individual communities. We'll let you see that with the high-res model guidance. This should answer a lot of the questions you've got regarding the storm threat. And I'll keep this video up on my Facebook page for the rest of the night. And at the end of the video, I'll go through what you need to make sure you have on your devices so that you get alerted if any severe warnings go off in your area tomorrow night. So let's jump in and start talking about things. Here we go. We go forward a little farther in time with the high-res NAM. This is 1 a.m. late Thursday night. The cold front would be right over Interstate 65. Heavy rain, strong to severe storms would be hitting Mobile, Daphne, Spanish Fort, Bay Minette, Monroeville, Atmore would all be dealing with nasty storms. Then we go forward to 3 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning on Good Friday, the storms are then hitting Pensacola, Navarre, Jay, Century, and pushing farther off into Okaloosa County. And then by 5 o'clock in the morning on Good Friday, the storms are then to the east of Destin. We end up going dry, turning sharply colder, and the weather gets windy.
Severe thunderstorm warnings around parts of Mississippi, including Hattiesburg, and one tornado warning that is located just to the north of Meridian and north of the I-20 corridor. Now, all of that is sparking off along this, what is known as a squall line. That line of storms can produce damaging straight-line winds and also tornadoes. We've seen both showing up around parts of Mississippi this morning. Once you are on the back edge of where you see the red, where you see the heaviest rain, once you're on the back edge of that, your severe weather threat for the day will be over with. So that means those of you in our Mississippi counties, your severe weather threat will end first, then the Alabama counties, then the Florida counties. And the window of opportunity is happening now and will go all the way to about 6 o'clock this evening. By 6 o'clock, the squall line should be east of Destin, and everyone's severe weather threat is going to be over with. Now, I know what you want to know is, when are these storms going to reach my individual community? Well, let's go through that with our Fox 10 Futurecast. This will give you a good read on the timing. And the timing's been very consistent over the last several runs of the Futurecast. Matt's going to run this forward, and you can see as we head into 11 a.m., that's coming up in an hour, the storms are going to be approaching those of you in Greene, George, and Jackson counties. Then, by the time we get to noon, it's approaching Mobile County and Washington County. You have to make sure you have a way to get warnings with these storms. You need to make sure you have a plan in place. You know where to go, preferably the lowest level of your home, away from doors and windows. First floor bathroom is always the best spot. Then as we push forward to 1 in the afternoon, that is when the storm should be right over Clark County, right over Mobile County. That would mean the Port City. That would also mean the Eastern Shore, Citronelle, Chinchula, Saraland, Satsuma, Sims, Wilmer, Grand Bay, Theodore, Tillman's Corner. All of you would be getting the worst weather at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Then as we go into 2, that's when you have the storms around Monroe County, Atmore, Huxford, Bratt, and a good chunk of Baldwin County. From Bay Minette all the way down to Gulf Shores, the entire Eastern Shore would be seeing the worst storm coverage at 2 in the afternoon. Once we move forward to 3, that's when the storms are going to be hitting Evergreen, Bruton, Milton, Pensacola, Cantonment, Pace, and then everyone else on the back edge of that the severe threat would be over. By 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the storms are on top of eastern Santa Rosa and Okaloosa County. Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, Destin, and Niceville, and everyone else would not have to worry about the weather anymore. You could go back and resume your plans for your Saturday afternoon or your Saturday night.
And so we really appreciate it, and it keeps me motivated, even though it's hot and the gnats are in my face already, and it's only, 7:30 in the morning, and it's pretty warm out here already. But at least it's not raining this morning.
Yes, yes.
I love y'all's show in the morning. That's how I get my weather for sure from Michael White. And I tell him I plan my day around his weather forecast, and he's pretty accurate. Like yesterday's big-time rainstorm, it drowned us out here.
But you will see me for sure on the Fox 10 Morning News tomorrow. Hope you tune in. And thanks again this weekend for all the kids that came to the station on Saturday for the bus stop forecast. That was a lot of fun recording all those kids. And you will see the new ones on the air more than likely in September, after Labor Day, after we get them all loaded into the system. Well, thanks a lot for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday night, and I'll see you on the air bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good night.
Now, who in the world is this? This is Michael White. Michael, we're so glad to have you here this morning.
Thank you, Miss Pierce. I'm very happy to be here.
Wonderful. I hear you're going to help us with the weather.
Yes, is that okay?
That is great. So let me tell you what's going to happen. Behind me, I understand there's something that looks like the weather, but really, kids, when I turn around looking at it, it's nothing but a green sheet. But I am going to turn it over to these guys. So, Evans, what's the weather looking like?
It's dry and hot.
Dry and hot. Okay, I'm stepping out so you guys can see the green screen, which is not the green screen.
That's right. We have got a 7-day forecast here. Evans, now what did you say that weather was?
It's dry and hot.
It's dry and it's hot. Are we going to see a lot of rain this week?
No.
Do you wish we could see a little rain?
Yes.
Do you wish it would cool off a bit?
Yes.
I think we all wish it would cool off a bit. But it looks like, based on this, it's going to be a while. Do you think it was kind of fun that I got to come here to the school today?
Yes, sir.
What is your favorite class, Evans?
STEAM.
Really? What is your favorite thing to do outside of school?
Play with my friends.
Really? What's one of your favorite games?
Baseball.
Baseball. That's a fun sport. It really is. Did you have fun over here today with me?
Yes, sir.
You did a good job. You're a future meteorologist.
The only thing constant about Gulf Coast weather is change. It can go from sunny to severe in minutes. And that can change your plans. That's why my morning forecasts are focused on you. Your wake-up weather, the drive home, what to expect that evening. Keeping you ahead of the weather is what it's all about. Every morning on Fox 10 News.
Start your day with Storm Tracker Michael White in a forecast that's committed to you. Mornings on Fox 10 News. All local, all morning.